Hey guys, ASMR Retro here. Today I'm going to be watching Mickey's Christmas Carol and just giving some random comments on and eating popcorn. You can watch along if you want. I'll give a countdown so you can know when to press play. And but before we get started, this video is brought to you by VidKid Super Broski. So thank you very much, VidKid. I really appreciate the request. And if anybody wants to be a super broski like VidKid is and to make a request, then check out my Patreon. There will be a link in the description of this video. Alright, so I'll give a countdown, and when I say play, that's when I'm going to press play. So 3, 2, 1, play. Okay, so we get the intro here. So I believe this came out back in 1983. And I remember watching this quite a bit as a kid. This one is definitely on my my yearly tradition of cartoons to watch. It was on that list. But when I would watch it on TV, they would include like a few other Disney shorts related to Christmas, of course. Those are good times. And this popcorn is very stale, and I just bought it too. Oh well. And I'm just drinking water here. Okay, so you get the 5 hours of credits with some nice stills from the cartoon, but drawn in like a very pencil-y, old-timey looking drawing. Really helps set the mood. I also believe that this is the introduction of Ebenezer Scrooge McDuck. So that's cool. It's historical. Okay, here we go. Okay. You got Goofy there and 3 little bit. That's not Goofy. That's the wolf. Oh, I see what he's doing there. How did I mistake him for Goofy? So poor guy's asking for a penny. He's like, bah. Yeah, so he's going to his office there, Ebenezer, and he sees his design, Scrooge and Marley, but Marley's crossed out because he's the partner who died. Like, at least he paid for his own tombstone, and I had him buried at sea. I'm sure it's kind of expensive to bury somebody at sea, but I guess he just tossed him off the side of a boat, most likely. So now he's inside, and Mickey plays Cratchit, Bob Cratchit. Of course, he's his worker. He's asking for half a day off because it's Christmas tomorrow. He's all not too happy about that. So I suppose so, but I'll talk you half a day's pay. That's pretty harsh conditions, but Bud. I like how he has a sign in the background on the wall that says talk is cheap. I guess that's why he talks so much. Okay, now he's sitting at his desk, counting his collected interest, compounded daily. Money, 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 money. Oh, and here's Donald. And of course he's Ebenezer's nephew. And he's very chipper about Christmas. Came to give him a wreath. Well, Scrooge isn't having it. But sir, Christmas is a time for giving. A time to be with one's family. And it's like bah humbug. Whatever that means. Scrooge didn't like that Mickey was cheering on Master Fred. That's what they call Donald in this one. So now he's inviting Ebenezer Scrooge to Christmas dinner. It's like, are you gonna have candy, fruits, and sugar, or whatever? Are you gonna have this and that? He's like, are you daft, man? Here's a wreath back. Get out of here. A mug. When he comes back in, says Merry Christmas, and puts a wreath on the door. Okay. I don't remember these characters all that much, to be honest, but they look like two moles or something. Well, one's definitely a mole. I don't think the one is a squirrel. I don't know. They look like Sherlock Holmes and Watson, whatever his last name was, but here they're collecting money for the poor. And then Scrooge goes on this whole, not rant, but he's like, this logic train where he's like, if you give money to the poor, they won't be poor anymore. Then you won't have to raise money for them, and you'll be out of a job. So that's some pretty good logic. Scrooge logic. This world's coming to Cratchit. You work all your life to get money and people want you to give it away. Some more Scrooge logic. Mickey's warming his hands on the gas lamp thingy. And it's almost the end of the day. Just closing up his books. Scrooge looks at his watch. It's like 2 minutes fast. That's pretty Scroogey, bro. He's like, oh, never mind those 2 minutes. You may go now. So he does have a little bit of art. He's like, oh, you have to be a little earlier the next day, so he's not really getting it off, I guess. So Mickey wishes him a Merry Christmas and leaves. He's like, bah. Finally, Scrooge is leaving. And it's a nice snowy night, and he's just gonna walk home. I mean, he's got money, he should be ordering an Uber, you know what I mean? But I guess that's why he's so cheap. He's not gonna waste money on Ubers. Now, obviously, the visions that he has of the ghosts was caused by a fever that he got from walking the cold, freezing snow for who knows how long. And he thinks he sees Jacob Marley's face on the door knocker. And it looks like Goofy, of course, because he's played by Goofy. Jacob Goofy. So he's going up his stairs, and his Goofy's shadow is like on the wall following him, but he's got all the chains and stuff. And when he turns around, Goofy disappears. And there he is again. Disappears again. Just looking around like, what's going on here? of course, the classic Goofy laugh. So Ebenezer runs inside and locks all the 50 locks on his door. He's inside his room, I guess. Goofy just comes at the door and goes for him, and of course he steps on a cane that's on the floor and goes flying. Classic Goofy. Of course. Scrooge, don't you recognize me? I was your partner, Jacob Marley. Go yoke. When he was alive, I robbed the widows and swindled the poor. Yes, all on the same day. Scrooge is impressed by that, but he's like, no, I was wrong. So he has to carry those chains for eternity, or maybe even longer. So of course he's giving him the warning he's going to be visited by 3 spirits tonight. Listen to him. Do what they say, or your chains will be heavier than mine. So there goes the ghost, and of course he's too smart to step on the cane again, so he steps over it. Farewell. It's like, watch out for that first. Of course, Goofy falls down the steps, and he does the classic Goofy Yahoo. Good stuff. So now Scrooge's getting ready for bed, and he's scared. He's checking under the bed and stuff like that for any ghosts. Spirits. So he scoffs at the spirits and then goes to bed. And he has one of those like bed cover thingies, basically like drapes for your bed, which I've never seen in real life, but so he's snoring away. And what do we get here? The cricket dude, Jiminy Cricket, whatever his name is. He's the first spirit. So he rings the bell. He's the ghost of Christmas past. He's got a badge and everything. It's like, oh, I thought you'd be taller. Which offended him a little bit. Okay. It's like it's time to go. Then go. So the cricket opens the window. We're gonna visit the past. So he holds onto the cricket, which I guess can fly, with his magical umbrella. It's Disney physics. Don't ask too many questions. So they're flying over the city, the town, whatever. The snow's coming down. Fezziwig Tico. So he's looking into this establishment called the Fezziwigs. Everyone's having a good time dancing. So all of his dearest friends. But this is the past, of course. Oh, and there he is. The young version of him. That was you before you became a miserable miser consumed by greed. It's like, well, nobody's perfect. Isabel, his love interest at the time. While she's under the mistletoe, she wants a kiss from Ebenezer. It's like, you're also standing on my foot. And she starts dancing with them. Hey, there's Chippendale dancing. The three nephews. Random raccoon guy. Random raccoon, that should be his name. Okay, now he gets a big smooch. And he gets all happy. I remember how much I was in love with her. So within 10 years, he learned to love money instead. So now they're in his office. Oh, and so Isabel walks in and she's waiting for Ebenezer to marry her. I must know, have you made your decision? He's like, I have your last payment on the cottage was an hour late for closing. And her heart is just broken. He loved this gold more than his precious creature. I guess that's why he ended up getting the big vault to put all that gold in so it doesn't fall like it just did. So he just wants to go home. And the spirit's like, remember Scrooge, you fashion these memories yourself. That's a pretty good line. So now he's back in bed and regretting letting Isabel go. But he hears something. Fee, fi, fo, fum. I smell. A stingy little Englishman. I think I do. Yup, I do. Scrooge is begging for his life. So this is obviously the ghost of Christmas present depicted as a giant. And he's looking at all the food that the giant has. He's like, with pistachios, with yogurt. I remember that part as a kid. That was hilarious. It's classic. So he's like, this is the food of generosity, which you have denied your fellow men. Usually associate food with like gluttony, but anyway. The train just rips off the roof or the ceiling, or roof, I guess. That's how he gets out. And he grabs out a lamppost and uses it as a flashlight. That's pretty cool. He's walking around the town and he opens up the wrong house and a woman screams. He's like, whoops. Here we are. So where are we? Oh, this is Cratchit's house. So there's Ratchet in his house with his family, celebrating Christmas Eve dinner, I guess. Christmas dinner. And he sees like the bird that she takes out of the thing. He's like, what are they roasting canaries? So they barely have any food. And here comes Tiny Tim with his crutch. I said, look at all the wonderful things to eat. We must thank Mr. Scrooge. He's about to eat a piece of meat, but he sees his father just cutting like a olive in half or something. And he offers the chicken to his father. Very generous. So he wants to know what's going to happen to Timmy. Tiny Tim. But now we fade to a graveyard with a bunch of fog and a tombstone. We see the ghost of Christmas future, and he's wearing like a cloak, I guess, smoking a big cigar. He's like, tell me, what happened to Tiny Tim? And then he points, and then we see Mickey and his family in mourning because Tiny Tim died, and he leaves his crutch by his grave. And Mickey's crying, and man, I got something in my eye. I don't know what it is, but something's leaking. But yeah, it's kind of definitely sad. But remember, it's only an possible alternate reality. Tell me these events can be changed. And he sees like two weasel-looking characters digging a grave. And one of those weasels sounds exactly like Lenny from The Simpsons, but with a British accent. So Scrooge looks in that grave and he's like, whose lonely grave is this? And the guy lights a match and you can see it's his grave. Why, yours, Ebenezer, the richest man in the cemetery. And he falls in. And the ghost of, what is it, the future death or whatever his name is one of the beagle dog guys or whatever, I can't remember his name. And now he's falling in to his coffin with flames coming out. It's pretty intense. And he said, I'll change. And now he's in his bedroom. And it's morning. It's like, what? I'm back in my own room. And he realizes it's Christmas morning. He hasn't missed it. The spirits have given me another chance. I know just what I'll do. They'll be so surprised. So he's getting dressed. Or trying to get dressed anyways, but he's too excited. So he leaves like half dressed. And then he comes back upstairs. I can't go out like this. And he grabs his cane and he's like, that's better. So he sees those two guys who are gathering money for charity. And he gives them a bunch of gold in his hat. 20 gold sovereigns. Oh no. It's like not enough. He gives him another sack of money. It's like still not enough. So he just starts throwing all kinds of gold at them. 100 gold pieces and not a penny more. Now he's like super happy, super jolly. And we see Donald and his horse and buggy, I guess, what do you call that thing? Nephew, Uncle Scrooge. I'm looking forward to that wonderful meal of yours. I'll be doggone. So he's said he's gonna come to Christmas dinner. I'll be over promptly at 2. I will, Uncle Scrooge, I will. So now we see him coming out of a toy store with a sack full of toys, so obviously a bunch of toys. He's basically like Mr. Burns mixed with Groundskeeper Willie. Cratchit's surprised to see him, but he's still acting mean. I guess he's trying to prank them a little bit. He's pretending the sack is full of laundry, but it's actually toys. So Tim is looking in his bucket. He's hiding some of the toys that popped out. It's like, you leave me no alternative but to give you toys. Yes, toys. No. I'm giving you a raise and making you my partner. And his wife just pulls out a massive turkey out of that sack. Like, was that a cooked turkey or what? It was like touching the food and everything. Touching the toys. But anyways, everybody's happy. Goes on a rocking chair. The kids are around him. There's Mickey and the missus. And we get some heartwarming Christmas music. And we fade to the credits. The end. Yeah, so I really enjoyed that. Thank you very much, VidKid, for the request. It was a chance for me to watch this again after quite a few years of not watching it. It really brought me back to those days, simpler days, where you could just watch our heartwarming Christmas thing on TV, have some milk and cookies, and go to bed. You know what I'm saying? That was the life back then. But yeah, really good, well animated. Pretty straightforward telling of the Scrooge story, Christmas Carol. Nothing too elaborate, but it tickles all the right notes and gets you all sentimental and warm and fuzzy on the inside. So anyway, with that being said, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you found it relaxing, and I'll see you guys next time.